Shad Javier Chittick Gaspard is an American professional wrestler and actor, best known for his time with WWE, where he once teamed with his partner JTG as a member of Cryme Tyme. He is also a professional fighter, bodybuilder, model, and former bodyguard. Early life and career: born in Brooklyn, New York. Shad is of Haitian and Creole section Aoan descent. His father, Ben Gaspard, is a former street enforcer for street gangs and personal security guard in the early 1970s, who worked for gangster Frank Lucas and now owns McFly Contracting Incorporated. Shad is the third of 6 siblings. At 5 years old, Shad, a unregistered trademark's father began training him in boxing, and at age 8, he began training in a mixture of different martial arts. As a student, Shad loved to fight and quickly developed into an aggressive fighter, winning many fights as an amateur. His mother gave him the nickname Oe Beast as a result of his aggressiveness. At the age of 16, Shad began prize fighting for promoter Hardbody Harrison, a former World Championship Wrestling wrestler and FX Tough Man champion, in bar fighting tournaments such as boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, and Tough Man competitions. Even though Shad was only 16 years old, he competed against adults who were older than he was by 5 to 20 years. Gaspard holds 1-loss records as a no-holds-barred fighter and an amateur boxer. Gaspard was extensively involved in athletics during his high school years, specializing in wrestling, track, and basketball. After high school, he continued to play basketball at Georgia Perimeter College, and after leaving, he became a bodyguard for several rappers and actors, including pop star Britney Spears, Puff Daddy, Cuba Gooding, Jr., and Mike Tyson. Professional wrestling career = World Wrestling Entertainment = Tough Enough and Ohio Valley Wrestling. Gaspard then decided to become a professional wrestler. He qualified for the finals of the reality television program Tough Enough 2 in 2002, but was disqualified and replaced after failing a physical. After Tough Enough, Gaspard was recruited by WWF talent scout Tom Pritchard and allowed to attempt a career as a professional wrestler. He first trained with Sergeant Dwayne Bruce from the WCW power plant for 6 months. Afterwards, he attended Pritchard's first Ohio Valley Wrestling training camp, after which he was offered an opportunity to return to train full-time. Gaspard debuted in OVW in 2003 under the ring name R-Beast, eventually joining Kenny Bolin's Services stable. Originally, he acted as Bolin's personal enforcer, until he was placed into a tag team with Carlos Cola Cubden, Jr. in February 2004. After Cola Cubden left OVW in October 2004, Gaspard left Bolin's Services, and formed several short-lived tag teams with Osama, Mike Mondo, Ken Doane, and Ryan Wilson, before he began wrestling under his real name as a singles wrestler. In June 2005, he was signed to a developmental contract by World Wrestling Entertainment. Cryme Tyme and departure. In early 2006, during his feud in OVW with CM Punk, Gaspard was joined by the Neighborhoodie and formed a new tag team known as the Gang Stars. The new team won the OVW Southern Tag Team Championship once, before they were called up to the WWE Raw brand roster as Cryme Tyme. On September 4, 2006, a series of vignettes began airing on Raw, hyping the debut of Cryme Tyme. On the October 16 episode of Raw, Cryme Tyme debuted and defeated then World Tag Team Champions, the Spirit Squad, in a non-title match. In November 2006, at Cyber Sunday, Cryme Tyme defeated Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, Charlie Haas and Viscera and the Highlanders in a Texas Tornado match. A few months later at the New Year's Revolution pay-per-view, Cryme Tyme won a tag team turmoil match against the Highlanders, the world's greatest tag team, Cade and Murdoch, and Jim Duggan and Super Crazy, earning them a shot at the World Tag Team Championships. Later that year, at WrestleMania 23, Cryme Tyme made a cameo appearance and started a dance party with Eugene and some WWE legends in the backstage area. In June 2007, on an episode of SmackDown, Deuce and Domino defeated Cryme Tyme in an inter-brand tag match. While Deuce, Domino and Cherry celebrated their victory, Cryme Tyme appeared on the Titantron and Kayfabe stole their car, taking it to Briscoe Brothers Auto Shop to sell it for parts, chanting "Money, money, yeah, yeah." The next month, on July 22, 2007, the James Boys defeated Cryme Tyme to win back the OVW Southern Tag Team titles. On August 13, Cryme Tyme returned to their hometown of New York City on an episode of Raw from Madison Square Garden, losing to then World Tag Team Champions Cade and Murdoch in a non-title match by disqualification when Shad used a chair on Murdoch. On the August 27 episode of Raw, Cryme Tyme stole Murdoch's hat and gave it away to a fan. In the middle of the feud with Cade and Murdoch, on September 2, 2007, Gaspard was released from his World Wrestling Entertainment contract. After his release, he performed on the independent circuit. Independent circuit Gaspard, along with Paul, wrestled at the Jersey All Pro Wrestling 10th Anniversary show on October 27, 2007. Wrestling as Cryme Tyme, they defeated the Dirty Rod and Scoundrels. Returned to WWE WWE Tag Team Championship pursuit. Shad and JTG returned to WWE on the March 31, 2008 episode of Raw, as Cryme Tyme, where they defeated Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch in their first televised WWE match in nearly 6 months. Cryme Tyme began working with John Cena on the June 30 episode of Raw when they helped him interfere during John Bradshaw Layfield's match. The following week, they again appeared together in a backstage segment when they vandalized JBL's limo. After a house show match, Cena confirmed that they had created a faction and announced that it was called CTC, Cryme Tyme-cination. Cryme Tyme also started a feud with the World Tag Team Champions Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes, stealing their championship belts for a time, then losing a title match to them at the Unforgiven pay-per-view event. Feud with JTG and Departure. On April 15, 2009, Cryme Tyme were drafted to the SmackDown brand as part of the 2009 supplemental draft. Shad made his debut along with JTG, hosting a dance contest between Layla and Eve Torres. He and JTG made their in-ring debut as they teamed with John Morrison to defeat Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas and Ricky Ortiz. After defeating the Hart Dynasty on the July 31 episode of SmackDown, Cryme Tyme lost a unified WWE Tag Team Championship match against Jerry Show at SummerSlam on August 23. Cryme Tyme then competed in a 26-man Battle Royal at WrestleMania XXVI on March 28, 2010, in which Shad and JTG eliminated Luke Gallows before Shad eliminated JTG. Shad later eliminated himself after trying to take out William Regal. A couple of days later, Cryme Tyme was defeated by R-Truth and John Morrison. After the match, Shad turned heel by attacking JTG for not coming to his aid. When interviewed backstage, Shad told Josh Matthews that there will be no more Cryme Tyme and that this is his time. Shad kicked JTG after that. Shad tried to repeat that performance by doing it again after JTG beat Keon Croft but failed. At Extreme Rules, Shad lost to JTG in a strap match but won his rematch on WWE Superstars. Soon after, Shad went on a hiatus from television and was sent to Florida Championship Wrestling, WWE's developmental territory. Shad's last televised appearance for WWE saw him defeat a jobber named Jesse Guevara on the May 14, 2010 episode of SmackDown. Shad was released from his contract on November 19, 2010. Returned to the independent circuit. Gaspard, wrestled at the NWA Pro on 2012. It was announced on June 19, 2014 that Shad and JTG were looking for booking interests labeled now as the slightly altered Cryme Tyme. JTG and Shad Gaspard wrestled the first match on their Cryme Tyme World Tour on August 23, 2014 for the Warriors of Wrestling promotion in Staten Island as Cryme Tyme and ECW original The Blue Meanie defeated Catchy, Werner and Jay George. Other media, it was rumored that Shad was interested in an MMA career. On January 3, 2011, in an interview for Right After Wrestling, he dispelled this rumor. In January 2012 he was advertised as appearing on BET television series The Game, as well as TV Land original situation comedy, The X's in October 2012. He is also working on other upcoming films. Besides wrestling and acting, Gaspard also does modeling and works on a comic book. Filmography film television Personal life: Gaspard is married to female bodybuilder Ciliana Gaspard Gaspard. The couple had their first child, a son named Aria, in April 2010. On March 5, 2011, Gaspard was arrested by police in Columbus, Ohio for having allegedly refused the commands of a police officer and then resisting arrest for jaywalking. He was later cleared of all charges in July 2011. In wrestling, finishing moves: The Fnificent/Shad taking over, Big Boot to Euro. Signature moves: Elbow drop, with theatrics, Gorilla Press Slam, One-handed Spine Buster, Samoan Drop, Shoulder Block, Sidewalk Slam, Snake Eyes. With JTG, Double Team finishing moves: G9/Running Corkscrew Neckbreaker Combination. Entrance themes: Bring and Da Hood to You by Jim Johnston, In a Fix by Jim Johnston. Championships and accomplishments: Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW Southern Tag Team Championship, a Euro with the Neighborhoodies/JTG. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI ranked him number 85 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2010. References. External links. Official website: Shad Gaspard at Online World of Wrestling, Shad Gaspard at the Internet Movie Database.